What's the word? ADT family, it's your humble host KD, and I'm back with another episode of Around the Town News. So you already know we got a full list of topics today, but before we get into the topics, you already know the routine. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell if y'all not getting notified when I drop these videos. Other than that, roll up your bleezies, get you something nice to drink on, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Alright, so look, on today's festivities, right? We got a whole bunch of buffoonery and shenanigans going on. So I want to sit there and start off. Where's the other one at? There you go. Okay. So check this out. Sit there, take that off. Alright, so I don't even know where this is at, but I have a running theory, and this is all going to correlate. After the pandemic that we cannot sit there and speak about, it has been a lot of people. I mean, this does. Oh, look, I got my whole words tongue. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. It's just not here. It's all around the world. People are getting stupider and dumber by the day, and dumber is not even the word. But people are getting stupider and dumber by the day. So we have a story of a couple that was trying to sit there and procreate and have a baby. They've been trying for the past 4 years. Even went to the doctor. They trying to figure out what's going on. Why is she not sitting there getting why is she not getting pregnant? Like we doing everything that we supposed to do. So the doctor informs them, well, I understand that y'all sitting there trying to have a baby, and I understand that y'all been taking the proper precautions on trying to have the baby, but you're not placing your seed in the right place. So yeah, if y'all not picking up what I'm putting down, a couple was been trying for 4 years to get pregnant and have a baby. I don't know who idea was, who taught them, what type of lifestyle they grew up in and was listened to, but evidently both of these grown adults thought that you can get pregnant through the butt. Once again, both of these grown adults thought that you can get pregnant through the butt. And like I say, ever since we done had the pandemic that we cannot speak about, everybody's been getting stupider and dumber by the day. That's just that, because how else can you explain to two grown individuals that you can't get pregnant through the butt? I'm just saying. If you could, it'd been a lot of gay men that had babies. Okay. So now, Yeah, that was just niggas just retarded. We gonna go to we sliding down to Google. So, according to news reports, a Google employee made over $1 million betting on what would be the most searched thing or name on Google through a certain period of time, in which he or she, I believe it's a girl, had insider information that what was going to be the most, which I don't know how she got that, but this shit is crazy. Shorty got $1.2 million over betting that the David character, who's on trial right now for the unaliving of the young woman, God rest her soul, that they found in the Tesla truck. She bet whoever she bet that David would be the most searched name on Google in a certain period of time, where she ended up winning some money. So I just thought I would bring that up because you already know on this channel, we do not discriminate against the scam. If you find out a way to make some chicken, hey, my brother, around the town, Mr. KD himself, he ain't mad at you. As long as you ain't sitting there hurting no women and kids, B, you ain't doing nothing perverted, I ain't mad at you. You got to get it how you know how to get it. You know what I'm saying? They got a news clip, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this little news clip in here just so you know what I'm saying, you see what I'm talking about. So here you go.
According to a federal complaint, the bet that Google's most searched person in 2025 would be the singer known as David. And our Mark Carter-Robles is here now with new details on the bizarre connection to this case, Mark.
It is a bizarre headline, right? Okay, so as you mentioned, this involves a Google employee accused of using confidential company data to get rich. He allegedly did so using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market platform where users can bet on the outcome of real-world events. According to the criminal complaint unsealed today, 36-year-old Michelle Spagnuolo, seen here, made more than $1 million by using inside information. Using an account under the name Alpha Raccoon, he correctly bet that Google's most searched person in 2025 would be the singer David. At the time Spagnuolo placed that bet, Polymarket assigned a near zero
New at 6, and Google
probability of that happening, according to the complaint. The singer was, of course, named as a suspect in 2025 and was ultimately arrested this year in the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. After Google announced its year-end search results for 2025 last December, Spagnuolo's account, it profited more than $1.2 million. He is charged with commodities fraud, wire fraud, and money laundering. He did make a brief court appearance this morning in New York. He did not enter a plea. Live here in studio, Mark Carter-Robles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, and we're back. So now, this is another place where they don't say where this happened at. So I can't tell you where in the world, where in the world this took place. But all right, so I want y'all to write in the comments, have y'all ever heard of a lavender wedding? Because I just heard about this and just learned about this term probably like 3 weeks ago. But if you never heard of a lavender wedding, this is where a woman marries a openly gay man. I guess of the benefits of having somebody to sit there and be a protector and a provider, and you ain't got to sleep with him, and he's still giving you money, I guess. I don't fucking know. But this ain't that. So, according to reports, Marcus Lothan and Alicia Lothan, matter of fact, before I even trigger warning. So, basically, in February, they got married, right? Cool. In May, Alicia finds out through Facebook that Marcus likes Bussy. He liked Bussy. So in August, she filed August 16th to be exact, she files for divorce. And she already had a restraining order against Marcus. Marcus decides to, I don't care about this restraining order. We got to have us a conversation. So Marcus decides to pull up on Alicia. Now, when Marcus decides to pull up on Alicia, Marcus has he has the wrong mindset. He's thinking devious. He's thinking malicious. He don't got no good intentions for this lady. So what happens is he bum rushes her spot. They get into the argument. And if I'm not mistaken, how many times? Yeah, so how many times did it say that she got hit? All right, so it don't say how many times she got hit, but oh, there you go. So she got shot 15 times. Trigger warning once again. So a man that doesn't want to live in his truth, doesn't want to tell his female that, yo, before we even take this step, or before we even got that serious in the beginning, yo, listen, check this out. I like you. I want to be with you. I see a future with you, but I have to tell you something about myself. From time to time, I like a little boy butt, little bussy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's just my preference. Now, if you don't like that, if that's not nothing that you can deal with, by all means, I understand. I can't force you to do nothing. But I have to sit there and keep it real with you. Now, if he'd have sat there and said that to her like that, or just brought this up way before they got married, she would still be here. Because yes, she tragically passed away from her injuries. So now, this man went to his ex-wife's house, or his wife that he was getting divorced from, forced himself into her house, and then after forcing himself into her house, he sat there and unalived her. Because I don't know if he didn't want his secret to get out, or if he didn't want her to leave him. But at the same time, this is what happens when you live in a delusion and you can't live with yourself, and you know the actions that you sit in there, the actions that you're doing in your regular life, you know that they're wrong in some form or fashion, because if they wasn't wrong, you wouldn't be crashing out like this. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong to be gay. I'm not saying that it's wrong to be bisexual. But what I am saying is wrong to sit there and be attracted to the same sex, but yet and still you're sitting there dealing with the opposite sex and then not giving them the option to know what they're dealing with. So they can stay if they want and allow you to sit there, be as free as you need to be in order for you to be the most healthiest and be in the right mindset, or to leave your stupid ass in the dust. I don't want, that ain't my type. That ain't my cup of tea. I don't rock like that. And to be honest with you, I'm not attracted to men that rock like that. So, how they supposed to say it? With all due respect, I'm okay. With all due respect, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? So, it just baffles me how, and this not even niggas, people in general, put themselves in positions to where now you sitting there facing 25, 35 years in jail because you crashed out over a lifestyle that you wasn't even comfortable living in. Because if you was comfortable living in it, she'd have known. But that's whack, B. That's whack. She left you. You might as well. You should have just. You know what I'm saying? Should have just left it alone, bro. But now you're gone. You're out of here. You're gone. All right. So now I think we found a spot where. All right. So I believe this is in Raleigh, North Carolina. So first of all, I want to sit there and say this. Mental health is real. Trigger warning. Trigger warning again. Mental health is real. So imagine you're a nurse. You're working at the hospital. You're sitting there dealing with a patient who's in the hospital for diabetic problems. You know what I'm saying? His diabetes is acting up. That sugar running a little bit too low. You know what I'm saying? He got to get balanced. Got to get back right. Got to get the right fluids back in the system. Got to start eating right. All right, cool. Out of nowhere, said patient decides that he wants to just create all types of havoc and chaos for no reason. Or at least the reason wasn't specified when the investigation happened. So this said patient decides that, mind you, it's a very big caveat to this whole situation. He's HIV positive. Now, everybody knows that he's HIV positive because it's in his medical charts. Tell you what this guy does. Whatever situation happened, whether it was something that happened, they had a argument, whatever it was, he decided while it was two nurses, or two doctors, it doesn't matter. It was two people that work in the hospital that was there attending to him. He decides in the middle of whatever they're doing to pull out his IV and to squirt blood into both of the staff members' eyes. Now, investigators said that the two victims said that their eyes immediately started burning, sizzling. Immediately. And not only was it sizzling, but they did all the proper precautions to sit there when you get exposed to HIV blood. They don't sit there. They did not sit there and say if they was infected or not. Hopefully they wasn't. Hopefully they wasn't. Pray to the ancestors that they wasn't. But it's the crazy part. So this individual did this, right? Do you know after he did this, he then stayed in the same hospital for at least 6 to 8 months later? I mean, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't released up until 6 to 8 months later in the same hospital. So now everybody got to be on high precaution when it comes to this nigga. Just for him to sit there once he gets released from the hospital, they press charges on him, he goes to jail. To where when he goes to trial, the judge said that he used his blood as a deadly weapon and only sentenced that man to 91 fucking days in jail, which he had already served. So he got time served by the time he went to go talk to the judge. Now, with all that being said, as the family members, husbands, wives, children to the two victims, and what I'm about to say is just strictly entertainment. It's strictly entertainment. But I'd have sat there and put on a hazmat suit and proceeded to shove all 10 toes. So that's 2 feet. I'm sitting there, nigga, after one goes in and come out, the second one is going in. I'm kicking the dog shit out that man. Dog. You sat there and in a fit of rage or whatever the fuck is going on, your mental ain't mentaling like it's supposed to. You decide that you're going to sit there and expose me to HIV blood? You squirted it in my eyes? Man, listen. Man, listen. The way that man would have sat there and boy, right after he'd have got out of jail, he'd have been right back in the hospital. So many contusions on his head. What they call him? My man Charlie Global. What he say? The Maynots. That nigga would have had 1,000 Maynots on his head. The fuck are you talking, man? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. No way on God's green earth, bro. That would have been the day I lost my job. I lost my freedom. I lost my mind. I lost my family. Any and everything. There is no more. I don't care. I'm in berserker crash out mode, nigga, and I'm seeing red. Literally. The nigga threw blood in my eyes. I'm seeing red. And I'm gonna sit there beat the blood out you, nigga, every last single drop. Oh Lord. Nigga, that shit just said chills up my spine and got me mad at the same time, bro. I'm not saying that the health field is 100% right in the practices that they sit there and do. Trust me, I'm not. Because there's a lot of bullshit that they sit there and do, and that they sit there and proceed to lie to the people to sit there that they getting you healthy when they're not. They're just subsiding the symptoms so they can sit there and bill your insurance and get that chicken. But beyond that, bro, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a nurse. Bro, all I'm here to do is administer medicine, check your pulse, and fix your IV if something is wrong. And if you're bedridden like that, I might have to give you a sponge bath and wipe your ass. But other than that, dog, I don't do nothing with what's going on with your sickness and this, that. I don't have nothing. Nigga, don't do that to me. I didn't do that to don't do that to me, bro. Don't do that to me, bro. Cause you mad you gonna try to give it to me? Nah, fuck that. Nigga, I'd have lost everything that day, dog. I'd have lost everything. Lord, I'd have lost everything. Alright, so before we get to the coup de grace, I got another little situation that we need to discuss. Alright, so with all the news going on and every day you go on Instagram and this, that, and the third, you see these PDF files that's popping up left and right and essay trafficking and all this extra stuff. Like, me personally, at least 4 times a week, I happen to sit there and catch, which, in my honest opinion, I've yet to see, and if I have, it's been very few. But in the 3 years that I've been doing YouTube, I've only seen white women that are teachers that keep on going to jail for having contact with minors. Now, this situation right here is a tricky one, right? But then again, it's not. So, break it down for you. Alabama high school basketball coach, Miss Paige Adams, age 35. Now, Miss Paige Adams has been arrested because, y'all know, she has sat there and got caught messing with, they would consider a minor, a high school student. Now, Paige's lawyer sits there and quotes the person in which that she was dealing with and was sending sexually explicit content to and talking explicit to is an 18-year-old man that is not in the same school district that she works in. So she is not particularly she's not under the jurisdiction of being a school. What he said? Let me sit there and stop spitballing and see what he said. The attorney sat there and said Anna was charged. Okay, boom. So he sat there and said that the young man is 18 and was 18 when they started dealing with each other. And being that they're not in the same school, she works for a whole different school. He's not under her educational authority. So ipso facto, this is a regular relationship. He just happens to be 18. Doesn't matter if he's in high school, he's 18, he's grown. This didn't happen in the same school. He doesn't go to the school that she works at. So the same educational authority that would have to take place if he went to the same school that she worked at, and this was taking place under that school roof, does not apply in this situation because he doesn't go here. He goes to a whole totally different school, and he's of age. Now, I don't know if that's going to work in the court of law. I don't know. I don't know. But if these are the criterias that is specified in the law, that if you are 18 or older, then you are considered an adult in America. If you are 18 or older, you are considered as an adult. So you can sit there and go mess with any grown person that you want to because you're 18 and older. Now, I don't know how that's supposed to work because she works for a school. She's a teacher, a coach and a teacher, some shit like that. I know she a coach. I believe she a teacher, or she teaches some different type of classes, but nonetheless, I don't know if that's going to work, but I believe she's still in jail. Did she get bonded out? No, she's still in jail. Yeah, she's still in jail. So I don't know, but that's crazy. And it just seems like to me, every time you turn around, is another white woman that's sitting there fornicating with young men. But you go all over social media, men are the problem. If men wasn't here on this earth, then women would be so much better off and so great. But every time I turn around, I see women taking advantage of young men. Or excuse me, not even young men, young adolescents, young teenagers. It's crazy. So now, this one is a crazy one. So, a MAGA preacher that coined a phrase and started a whole what's the name called Pray the Gay Away, Mr. Alan Chambers. This man, first of all, hold on. So you're a preacher that sat there, started a whole little mission in Florida. You were super viral for Pray the Gay Away camps, to where you had families sending their gay children. I believe it was just boys. I don't know. I believe it was an all boys camp. Their gay sons, 13, 14, 15, 16, 12, 11, 10, to a camp where you had grown white men that were sitting there showing them how to pray the gay away. Just to find out years later that this same preacher, pastor, preacher, same thing you asked me, that this same guy was in chat rooms talking to young men. One particular young man, a 14-year-old that he thought was a young man, was actually undercover police officers. doing a sting operation in which he sent this quote unquote 14-year-old young boy sexually explicit messages, sexually explicit pictures. And they agreed to meet up, little wrestling match. Just to be met with law enforcement. So how ironic is it that you start you're a pastor, you got a whole church, you start a whole movement called Pray the Gay Away, to where you created a camp to where you are secluded with some might say hundreds of young adolescent gay men. Brother man, you strategically put yourself, metaphorically speaking, in a candy shop and you are a 6-year-old child. You put yourself in a place where everything that you like sexually is at hand's reach. And with just a little conversation, you can manipulate somebody into giving you some little boy pussy. This shit is sick. These people are sick. These people are sick. You just but this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. The man has been released on bond. The man has been released on bond. Only in Florida. But with that, it's been another episode of Around the Town News with your humble host, KD. You already know, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bells. Come back for another one. I'll be back. Peace.